I don't think I can.
Yep, we're live.
All right, I'm seeing that we're live. Can't seem to change my name. Oh well, everybody will get to know me anyway.
All right, hit the music.
Ready? 3. All right, computer. 2, 1.
That boy is our last hope.
There is the doctor.
Commence primary ignition.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Spread 5. I'm going in.
Hello and welcome to There Is Another, the podcast for generations of Star Wars fans. My name is Kevin. With me, well, it's this side now. I'm pointing to the wrong side. Is my brother in the Force, Lance. Lance, how are you?
Doing really good. Really, really good.
We made way more work for ourselves trying to do this live, so we'll see if this works out.
It should.
Yeah. Well, we're broadcasting, so if there's any comments that come through, we'll be able to see those.
That's going to be really nice. It'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Hopefully it works the way we think it's going to.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
So what's been going on?
Not a whole lot. Family stuff going on. A lot of things in my life has changed in the last couple months, and the funeral this last week. So it's been kind of a tumultuous week, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I had let everybody know that we missed last week, and we had some life things that had to get taken care of, but we're back now, and hopefully we can have a good show.
Should be able to.
How this goes. So let's jump right into the news.
Let's jump into this. I got to get used to this whole new setup. I tell you what. Here, let's start this one over again. Let's go into the news. Okay.
The only news you need, the HoloNet news.
Okay, bug number 1 out of the way.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look up a new control panel for all this.
Yeah, we'll have to be better prepared next time, I think.
Well, it's not just that. There's a lot of new stuff, moving parts and gears and whistles and all kinds of stuff now. And, I got to get used to all this.
Right. Yeah, me too. There's way more going on than just us talking.
Definitely it.
So we will let's talk a little bit about the Rise of Skywalker footage. I think we've got that queued up. So before we talk about it, let's take a look here and we'll rewatch it. Not that anyone hasn't seen it, but we'll rewatch it.
All right, here it is.
I got no sound.
Is it going through now?
Yeah.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight. Your journey. Here's its end.
Man, that's good. That's good stuff.
Definitely is. It's going to be something really interesting to see. Now, a lot of people have been noticing that Luke Skywalker's voice does have that echoey sound to it as a Force ghost would have. So I don't think we're going to be seeing the return of a Skywalker. I think we're going to see the rise of a new Skywalker is what we are going to be seeing, I believe.
Yeah, there's a few things that I noticed from the trailer. When you first see Rey in the beginning and she's throwing the lightsaber, did you notice the training droid like Luke had on the Millennium Falcon?
No, I did not notice that.
Yeah, it's floating there. Go back through to the beginning of the footage and just pause it right where she's throwing it, where you see it go through the tree, and there's a training ball right there.
All right, let me scroll through there. See exactly what we got here. Those are a lot. Oh, you're right. She throws a lightsaber right at it. I have it on screen right now. If you want to pop that up.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
Don't think you can see my mouse here.
Yeah, we can see it. I can see it
right here, and it looks like there's another one floating right here as well. So it looks like there's actually two of them floating in there. If they're training or if that's something sent to hunt her down, I don't know.
They look like training spheres to me.
Yeah, they definitely do. Definitely do.
But
can't get a better picture of that one.
So that one was pretty cool. And then we see them overlooking that planet, like overlooking it almost looked like a festival or a carnival or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that scene as well. There's a lot of different little cuts and blips in this that really just, I see which one you're talking about. Looks like, I don't know. It's on screen right now. You got some kind of,
There we go. Yeah, there it is.
Burning Man festival.
Maybe.
I don't know what's going on with this. Kind of crazy. Then you also end up having later on in the trailer, I don't know exactly what's going on, but it definitely looks like some kind of a festival. You have kites floating up in the sky, and then you have these huge Burning Man, I don't know, effigies kind of sitting around there.
And on yet another desert planet.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
All right. Oh, you're getting. We saw 3PO there for a second.
Yeah,
with the red eyes.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed, he does have those red eyes glowing right there.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of funny because everybody's wanting to see C-3PO just start going crazy and kicking people's asses, because that's kind of one of the things that the droid from Afra, Dr. Afra, does, which is basically the same kind of droid, just not beefed up.
Right.
Just a little bit more beefed up than
right.
3PO is. So
I saw an awful lot of weed and stone jokes that went along with that picture.
Now, that's definitely a meme. That's for sure.
Yeah, this next scene was interesting to me because it almost looks like, yet again, Death Star tech being used.
Yeah, and I've argued this fact for, ever since The Force Awakens. If they have the power to do it, why wouldn't they keep using it? It is a proven weapon. It is something that is able to be effective. And I think we're looking on a much smaller scale with this image, because if we look over here, we can see mountains going on over here. So it does seem to be a much smaller scale than the Death Star or Death Star 2 was. So it's going to be interesting. Plus, the color is completely different.
The as we got towards the end of the trailer, where you saw the all of the Star Destroyers lined up together, a lot of them on the bottom look like they had cannons attached to them. I think that's what we're seeing being fired.
Yeah, it very much could be. I think in the books they called it the Sun Killer.
Oh, who knows?
I think that's what it was. It was a weapon that was attached to a ship that looked kind of like a B-wing, and it had Death Star technology on it. I'm trying to find that scene with all the, because you see it from the bottom, so it's where I'm looking for it.
Right.
But yeah, there's definitely something very big. Now, I do have a quote from J.J. Abrams, which I found to be rather extremely odd. People were asking him how it was to film this one, and he said that to date, this is the most challenging film that he has ever filmed. And this is coming from the guy who helped produce Overlord, who did 2 Star Trek movies, 1 Star Wars movie before this. He's done Cloverfield. He's done so many other things. So it's going to be kind of interesting to exactly see what he has put into this. And if it's under 3 hours, I think he missed out on a big opportunity.
There was... a while back, there was a story that was about John Williams scoring the movie. And he said that he had about 100 minutes of score done with about another 30 to go. So 130 minutes approximately.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, assuming the majority of what we're seeing has score behind it, which would make total sense.
Yeah. So if he's scoring 130 minutes, there might be probably about another 30 minutes that are unscored scenes. So, yeah, we're probably looking at maybe a 300-minute movie.
Yeah.
So 180 minutes would be 3 hours. So, yeah, we're looking at a pretty decent-sized movie. Now, it's going to be a question of cutscenes.
Right. Yeah.
So I did find that scene you're looking for, where it's the lines and lines and lines of just Star Destroyers, but it is very dark scene.
Yeah, let me see if I can throw it back up.
Yeah, I think it only flashes lightning or something like that. Where you can
you can't see anything at all from that.
Very bad. But they do look like they're flat bottomed. I'm not seeing much. around there. So, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
I sent you a picture of the duel between Rey and Kylo. It looks like it's on the ruins of the Death Star.
Yeah, that is one of the scenes that is at the very end of the trailer there, and it's waves are crashing against it, and it looks like they are fighting on it, and it seems like it's going to be the final scene, possibly showdown between these two. Whether or not that's actually what's going to be going on there, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can open this one up right now.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be towards the end, I would think. But, the Emperor is going to have to play into this somehow. I think they both confront him. That's my theory, anyway, is that they both are going to end up confronting.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that. There's no way around it. There's nothing that can be done about this. That's the one thing that ties everything together, is that the Emperor is the one thing that's controlling. Yeah, you can definitely see in the background. I'm getting this shared on screen right now. You can definitely see in the background that it is some form of the Death Star, because you can see a little bit on the one corner over there. It does have one of the battle turrets sitting up over here.
Yeah, from the trench run, you can see it there.
So this does look like this is it. We're on. I think we're on Endor itself, and I think we're looking at.
See, that's been people have been guessing that that's Endor.
You think it's Yavin?
No, I really don't, because I think going back to Yavin would be, well, although it is JJ, so maybe
we're not going there. We're going to go into this movie with open hearts and open arms, and we're going to love every second of it.
A total rehash of Return of the Jedi.
No, I don't think we're going to have that. I think we do have a super massive super weapon, but I don't think we're going to be rehashing episode the other one. And then we also have one more photo here. Let me pull that one up.
This is going to be the one that got everybody talking.
Yeah, this is the Switchblade lightsaber, but this is more along the lines of what is his name? The other Jedi. We did see this kind of blade before.
Yeah, General. Oh, what is his name?
I can't remember anymore, but it was in the Clone Wars, so we did see this before. But the one thing that we do need to notice, it does look like a cracked crystal.
General Krell.
Yeah, General Krell. That's right.
And we also saw this type of lightsaber in Rebels when Kanan went up against the Jedi guard in the temple. He had a lightsaber like this as well.
That's right. That was actually the in his vision. It was actually the first brother. Hunter. I can't think of what they're called right now. But yeah, if you look, it looks like it's another cracked crystal lightsaber. It is a non-perfect formed blade, rather just like Kylo Ren's. You can see images of stuff actually dripping off of it and everything else. So people are guessing that because she has not seen any other kind of blades besides her own and Kylo Ren's, that this is actually a force vision of herself. Just like Luke Skywalker had to face himself on
Dagobah.
Jeez. So she is imagining herself holding this kind of a lightsaber that she's seen Kylo Ren holding before.
Oh, James just chimed in. He said that it's Pong Krell is the full name of the.
That's right. Yeah. Thanks, James. We need to get him back in the show. But yeah, That's so it's going to be interesting to see exactly how they bring this to real life. We've seen it in two different forms of the cartoon, and now we're going to be seeing this blade in real life. Whether or not, I don't believe we're going to be seeing a dark side Rey.
No.
Some people have actually been saying that this is the actress who has no role name so far, who some are guessing might be Mara Jade, some are guessing because they do look so much alike. If you look at the face in this image, it's hard to tell if it is going to be. I think it's. I'm trying to think of who the actress is. People are speculating that it's going to be Rey's mother, Kelly.
I still think it's a vision. I still think it's a Force vision.
It's too dark. It's exactly like the one that we saw when Luke faced himself, and I think that's exactly what we're going to be looking at.
So, I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll have to. I don't know if there's anybody in the chat or not wants to weigh in on what they think it is.
Just a couple guys. Krell, Punk, Krell. That's must be James. Hey guys.
Yeah, that's James. So yeah, that's I in my mind, they don't give something like that away if it's a major plot point.
No, and especially JJ, he loves casting shade and trying to make people really discuss the movies that he's made. And this is exactly the kind of thing we're looking at. It looks like James is coming in. He says possibly a clone Rey. I guess they have the ability to do that. Whether or not they would actually,
they do. Yeah, I'm not sure if that would be to bring in clones like that. It's just opening a whole can of worms.
It is. It really is. I'd have to look into it as well. That's going to be a hard one. He could do that. I mean, the third episode of Star Wars, episode 3 was Attack of the Clones. No, the Revenge of the Sith. So you had Attack of the Clones, but you still had the clones in there.
A lot of that's getting pulled from the old EU, where the Emperor was cloned, and there's some discussion as to whether or not that might be how he's still around.
Yeah,
but at the same time, someone reminded me of this earlier this week. Was in the Aftermath novels. After the final battle of Jakku, 25% of the Imperial Navy disappeared.
True.
So
yeah, that is actually partial of canon as well, and I think we're looking at the return of it coming as well. But a lot of it did. They do mention that again later on when the Emperor sent them out to the Outer Rim to, I guess, First Order.
Right. So, and then we also got this poster, which got a little bit of ribbing online because the image of the Emperor that they used is actually from a Hot Toys Emperor Palpatine statue.
Yeah. And this is an official image, and that's the thing. It is a very cartoony image of. Let me see if I can zoom into this a little bit. It's a very cartoony image of the Emperor. It's not a photograph. It's nothing real. I mean, okay, maybe the fabric itself is real, but this is so cartoony right here. It just does not look right.
Yeah, it's a statue of Palpatine that. I think it was either Hot Toys or Sideshow made.
It's crazy.
That's very reminiscent of the fight on Mustafar between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it definitely is. But this time our hero has the low ground, so we'll see.
Right.
But yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting one. I'm not exactly sure what to make of this poster. They definitely got lazy this time.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, they couldn't even come up with their own stuff. They did get a little lazy. They just threw some blue lightning, some red lightning, and some glowing effects to it. And I don't know.
Oh, that was cool. I just thought it was funny that they used the toy instead of actually like having an image of him.
I mean, it's still coming in the studio. Don't get me wrong. It's coming into the studio.
Yeah, you're gonna put one up for sure.
Yeah, I get them. I can't tell where I get them from, but I get the actual theatrical posters. So, in fact, I got one that's 2 yards wide by about 3.5 yards long. So it's a little too big to put up in here.
Nice. Well, that takes us to the Mandalorian now.
Yeah.
So we've got some information on the different characters. They released a brief description of each of the characters that we wanted to go through.
Yeah, well, we got a couple of them that we can actually cut into and actually share them. So we do know that Pablo Pascal is playing the Mandalorian. But other than that, we have very little knowledge of some of the other characters, what they are, or even what they look like. I can kind of share some of these. Obviously, we do have Mr. Pascal. I'm going to kind of go through these and share a little bit of them. The next one is going to be Gina Carano. So she's playing a character named Cara Dune. Now, the only thing that we know about her is she is a former shock trooper that is now I guess a bounty hunter as well. Don't know if she's working with the Mandalorian or if she's working on her own. And it does kind of look like her hair is stuck on the wall up here. But
don't ever lean your head against the wall of a cantina. You don't know what you're going to get stuck on.
No, but those look like blaster ricochets. So
right.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out. Jon Favreau actually came in a recent interview and said that his vision and how it ended up shaping up the Mandalorian, he says, in vain of let's take episodes 1 through 4. Episodes of 4 through 6. Excuse me.
Right.
He says that the vein of the show is much in the same flow as episodes 4 through 6. So it's going to be interesting to see this show if a 10-hour long movie would actually work. So
yeah, they also mentioned that Filoni and Favreau mentioned this past week that we will start to see the beginnings of the First Order in this show to some extent. Don't really know what extent that's going to be, but a couple of the other characters that we had quick descriptions of was Carl Weathers, Griff Karga. He is the leader of the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Is what he's going to be doing. He asks the Mandalorian to take jobs that no one else wants to take. It is kind of how he factors into the Mandalorian's life and career. Giancarlo Esposito plays Moff Gideon, who is kind of a Moff out of place at this point with the Empire being gone. But he's also the reason why we saw the Death Troopers in the trailer for The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So he, it says now that the Empire has collapsed, the governors are on their own. Some still have armies, and this particular one is rather ambitious. So he looks to be taking over as much as he can with the troops and what power he thinks he has left.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. Plus, we do see images of um the um, the Death Troopers in the trailer that was released as well. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to say that again. It's going to be extremely interesting to see exactly how this all plays out, because I really do want to see this show, and I really want to see it work out really well. So it's going to be something that we really do need to wait a couple more months for, and we're going to be there. We're going to be sitting front seat every week watching this happen. I'm just hoping that it'll play over here in Germany.
Yeah. The other quick blurb they had about one of the characters was IG-11, and this I thought was really funny because when they started to show pictures and things like that to begin with, everyone thought it was IG-88. Well, apparently in the show, he often gets mistaken for IG-88.
So that's probably the comic relief. Everybody thinks he's IG-88, and so that's going to be part of the comedy relief on the show.
Right. We also heard that Natalia Tena has revealed that she's going to be part of the Mandalorian as well. She was the purple Twi'lek that kind of turns around and winks in the trailer.
Yeah.
She, of course, is from Game of Thrones, and she was in Harry Potter as well. So
yeah,
no telling how big of a role she's going to have, but she's definitely in there.
Yeah, and it does say she's a bounty hunter as well, and that's going to be the world that we're playing in. So it's going to be kind of cool to exactly see how that one is going to play out. So it's going to be really nice.
Don't have too long to wait now. November 12th. So
2 more months and we're there.
Yeah, I was a little bummed to hear they're going to release them weekly as opposed to one big dump, because I was all ready for a 10-hour binge of Mandalorian, but it sounds like everything that is going to be on Disney Plus is going to be in a weekly release model as opposed to a binge. So at least all the new stuff anyway, the Marvel shows, the Mandalorian, the Clone Wars, of course, will probably be week to week. So
yeah, definitely. And it's, we can't binge all this. You know what it's going to look like when we binge 10 hours of the Mandalorian or Clone Wars? We're going to be coming out and we're going to have our geek costumes on. We're going to be running through the streets going pew, 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 and just hiding behind corners and ducking. It's going to be crazy. We're going to look like that screen that I'm sharing right now is what we're going to end up looking like.
Oh, yeah. Nothing but shooting people.
Exactly.
Fictitiously, of course.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun seeing all this.
We do have a bit of news from Galaxy's Edge that was revealed at D23 as well. They're talking about, obviously we know that we're doing a resort that is going to be attached to Galaxy's Edge, and the idea behind it is your 2-day stay in the resort is actually 2 days of storytelling where you're one of the main characters in the story. So they're going to have shuttles that take you from the resort straight into Galaxy's Edge. So like the illusion of you being in space stays intact. They're probably going to have monitors on the windows so that it looks like you're traveling from space down to Batuu, because you're not going to be able to see out, what you would normally see in the parks. And then they drop you right into Galaxy's Edge and you continue your story. So, but we got a look at what the resort is going to look like.
Yeah.
What is this thing called, Lance?
This is just a second. Let me look it up. This is the, you're seeing another image right now. This is the Halcyon. This is a passenger liner in the Star Wars universe, which is probably, when I looked at another image, it was about 20 times larger than the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see because down on the lower portion, you can see all these ports and windows that are going across there. And those are going to be the rooms that the people are going to be staying in. And so it's going to be really interesting. Now, what I can show you, this is what an artist rendition of the room is going to look like. Let me zoom in slightly on this.
Now, this is what the regular cabins will look like. They're going to have regular cabins, and then they're going to have what they call captain's quarters, which are the suites.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be something. So you can see the entry to the room. It's just a regular sliding door. It looks like it's going to be a sliding door. It's probably going to be key card controlled, just like everything else in Disney. Or I don't know if it's going to have RFID on it, so it might just be a little quicker to open.
It'll probably be the same as your Magic Band. The Magic Bands open up the regular hotel rooms now. So
yeah. See, that's how long it's been since I've been there. It was the 80s. We had cards we had to stick in the doors. Anyway, but you can look just inside there. It looks like the door to the bathroom. Your storage area, your closets, I'm not entirely sure because this, it looks like you have a bunk bed for children in this image. There is a letter behind the gentleman, so it looks like it's bunk beds for children. So the closet must be on the other side of the room. Now, like you were saying, you do have a window here. So what I'm envisioning is happening is that everybody's room is on either the left or the right side, and they all have a window. So they can open that window, and you probably have a screen that's showing that they're traveling through light speed or they're orbiting a planet.
Yeah, they'll be orbiting Batu is the way it goes. So a couple of things that came out. I'll just run this down real quick. This is from Walt Disney World News. It says, according to sources, prices for the Star Wars hotel will be based around a full 2-night, 3-day experience. So that'll be 2 nights, 3 full days of you being in your own Star Wars story.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. It says shorter 1-night stays will not be allowed. If you're going to do this, you're going to commit to the full price, which is, wait till I get to the price.
Oh no.
It says much like the Disney Cruise Line, food, select beverages, and entertainment will also be included as part of the experience. I should certainly hope so.
You haven't said the price, so we don't know what I certainly hope so means yet.
Pricing for a 2-night, 3-day stay starts at $3,300 per person.
Do they just want to kill us? Because they know we're nerds. We're going to do this.
Yeah. Cabins do sleep up to 5 passengers. So there's an option of maxing out cabin occupancy if you're willing to split the cost with people.
Okay. Wait. So one cabin can sleep 5 people. It's $3,000 per person, though.
Right. It says a cabin with 5 passengers would cost $7,200, or roughly $1,440 per person.
Okay, that's acceptable then. I can live with that price. I can do that.
That's crazy, man. That's just as far as I know, that's just for the room. You're not paying to get into. I don't know if that includes entry into
that. I think everything
Hollywood Studios or not.
I think it has to, because it's an integrated product. It is everything encompassing. You are staying in the room, and that gives you the access to the storyline, the food. So it should give you everything, and it's only 2 days. So if $1,700 per person for up to 5 people is not all inclusive, then I think they're doing something completely wrong. Because you, me, and James, I know we would definitely fork out the money to split it 3 ways.
We'd come home single, but yeah, we could do it.
I think we'd leave to go there single.
Right. I sent you a picture of the floor layout if you want to take a look at that real quick. But it says the rooms come in two sizes, like I was talking about, a regular size cabin and a larger captain's quarters. Each floor is set to have 32 regular cabins and 2 first-class cabins.
No, it's going to be crazy opening it up now, so we'll see it in just a second. All right, so yeah.
Let's zoom in on that a little bit. We can take a look. But
I'm kind of like stuck staring at it because if I'm able to. There we go. So yeah, well, it looks like we've got, they're using the example, cabin 1002, 1006, 1004. And then we've got the first class cabin, which is much larger, has a wall separator and everything else. There we go. We got a much bigger screen now. So yeah, it looks like the tram comes right outside, as a matter of fact. This is crazy. It doesn't say exactly square footage, but this takes it right down to it. So you go into the lobby and you're taken straight up by elevator. So I can see that right now. Whoa, what just happened?
I don't know.
Sorry about that. But yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see. It does look like, looking at the blueprints for that, it does jump you straight in from the check-in and everything else straight into an elevator where it takes you, departs you. Now, it looks like all the emergency exits and everything else are kind of hidden there. So that's going to be something interesting to kind of see as people actually start filtering into the hotels. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but it's going to be really nice. I cannot wait to get some more information on that one.
Yeah, one other announcement that was made about Galaxy's Edge this week was Star Wars .com announced a sweepstakes called Back to Batuu. Easy for me to say. Back to Batuu. It says if you visit Star Wars Galaxy's Edge from August 29th to September 30th and post a picture from your experience on Instagram or Twitter using the hashtag Sweepstakes Galaxy's Edge Back to Batuu and tagging Walt Disney World in it, you will be entered into a sweepstakes where you may actually win a trip to go back to Batuu on them. So
basically, if you pay for one, you might get two.
Right. Yeah. If you're going between now and September 30th and post some pictures with those hashtags, you'll be entered for a chance to win a vacation to come back to Batuu. And the reason why they're doing this is you'll be going back to Batuu after the Rise of the Resistance ride has opened. So, you'll be able to be one of the first people to ride that ride if you win this sweepstakes, is what they're aiming for. So
that's the ride that's taking a little bit longer than they expected to open up. That's the one where you're like riding through it and you got the AT-ATs. Or
It's the one where
firing at you.
You're going through the Star Destroyer and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see that one too. I can't wait for all this stuff to open. Then I can live through everybody else that's able to make it out there.
All right. Well, that's about all the news. We've got a quick couple things to talk about in the Bantha Book Club, so we'll go ahead and do that now. All right. So this week in comics, we're going to see the release of the Star Wars Age of Resistance Supreme Leader Snoke #1, which is this one should be interesting because it talks a little. This is going to cover some training of Kylo Ren let's see. It says Supreme Leader Snoke's brutal training of Kylo Ren begins. So we're kind of looking at the beginning of Ben's training with Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
And it's written by Tom Taylor, Leonard Kirk, and Phil Noto are the ones doing the art on that as well. Do you have that up here?
No, I don't have the image for that one. I don't have that one. I'm sorry.
I thought I sent it to you. That's
you
all
probably
right.
did. You probably did. I just had a hard time getting the second image up. But yeah, I've seen some images from the comic. It's going to be kind of interesting to see. You see, as in the image that I'm thinking about, you see Snoke standing to the left of Ben, and they're standing in on Dagobah, and he's getting some lessons from Snoke. So it's going to be rather interesting. It looks like the same stump cave that Luke actually went in and faced himself.
Yeah, I think it's set on Dagobah. I think
That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, so then we have coming out November 12th as well is Resistance Reborn by Rebecca Roanhorse. That's the novel that follows what the Resistance did after escaping the First Order on Crate. And it's one of the Journey to Star Wars Rise of Resistance publishing that they've got that whole line that leads us up to the Rise of Skywalker. So that'll be the next novel that comes out. Black Spire is out now, the Delilah S. Dawson novel. That one's been pretty cool. I'm about halfway through it.
I started it. I haven't had a time to be able to listen to it. I'm still in the prologue, still with the children after they had climbed up the cliffs. So I'm still there. I just haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
I was telling my brother, because he wanted to listen to it too before we went. And I said, I don't know if it's just because I'm listening for more of the detail or if they added way more detail, but like the specifics of how they describe going into Oga's Cantina or Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities, like the places that are in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
They are very, very descriptive.
I think they have
in the
to
book.
be.
So you have to kind of take yourself, out of it a little bit, because after a while, to me, it sounds more like an advertisement than a novel. And in those few times where they're overly describing what they're seeing on Batuu. So,
I think what they were doing is that they were trying to tie it in so that once you actually visit, you can actually relive those moments in the book. And I think that's what they're doing.
Right. So, we do have one other tiny book note. Anthony Daniels wrote his own novel. It's an autobiography of sorts.
Yeah, what did it end up? Oh, that's right. They did share what the name was at Celebration Chicago.
Yeah, I am C3PO, The Inside Story is the name of the novel.
And it's totally a knockoff title from the Leonard Nimoy book, I Am Spock.
Right. But he's going out on a book tour over the next 8 weeks. So if you're, let's see, most of these look like, there's a Dallas one in here. Antwerp, Comic-Con Antwerp.
Yeah.
The Star Wars Live in Concert at MedX, Star Wars Live in Concert at Strasbourg, Dallas Fan Days in Irving, Texas, and the London Literary Festival will be the places that he's going to tour, and you can meet him and get the book autographed, I'm assuming.
Boy, that last one sounded as fun as a, manual castration. I don't know. The London Literary Convention.
Well, hey, at least he's there to liven it up. So
I'll give you an example of exactly what it's going to be like walking into the place. You can't walk in and be loud like at a Comic-Con. You're going to go in, it's going to be shh.
Right. Right.
Oh well, but hey, I'm
All right.
praying that I can make it to German Comic Con again next year. Get some reportage from the floor.
All right, that's going to do it for the books this week. We're let's see, it says we're about 50 minutes in, so let's get to the collector's cargo hold, and then we'll wrap up. But there's a lot of toy news.
There is. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tabs open just for this. So we better get into this one.
Yep.
Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
It's the new Star Wars lightsaber from Kenner. Inflation required, batteries not included.
Hey guys, we're going back to the battle on planet Endor. Fighter shot report. All troops report to base.
He's enough.
All right. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the new giant Imperial Star Destroyer that Lego has announced.
Yes. I need to open that image. Let me get that one open. Yes, please. I just cannot afford that. There's no way that I can afford that toy.
It's huge.
It is
It's
massive.
huge.
You'll be able to get a scale once I get this image open. It is a massive piece of toy. You do need to have a doctorate in construction in order to get this thing put together. From what it looks like, this thing is massive. Now, I do think we have seen this before. I believe this is actually the a couple Comic Cons ago, I think 2 or 3 San Diego's ago, they had a YouTube interview with a guy who created from scratch a Imperial Star Destroyer, where you could take off the bridge and look inside the bridge. You take off the panels, you can see in each and every single one of the panels. You could actually store small TIE fighters in one of the areas. It was an amazing piece of toyage that he had created from scratch. I just don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
But
you got the image to throw up? I'll give you some specs while you're bringing that up.
Yeah, please do.
It will be available online October 1st, but VIP members to like Lego's VIP club will be able to order it September 18th. It's going to be over 4,700 pieces. It is the Ultimate Collector Series 75252 Imperial Star Destroyer model. It actually has a buildable scale version of the Tantive 4 spaceship that you can put underneath it. And we're looking at $699 for that set.
Oh man, take my money, but spare me some of the humiliation of doing it.
So this was the kind of funny part for me, was that it only comes with 2 minifigs.
Yeah, you'll see it here in the image.
Really?
Just
2?
open. Yeah. I think there's a reason for this. The image is open now.
All right, I got it. Yeah, I got it up on the screen now.
2 minifigs, but you do have a small version of the Tantive V on there. It is on there, and I believe you got a massive amount of moving parts. And if you look on the top panels, it looks like they all disconnect. You can take those off and open up the inside, so you can have all those upper portions look like they come off.
So it's almost 4 feet long, measuring 43 inches or 110 centimeters. And it is about 26 inches wide or 55 centimeters wide is what this one is going to measure in at. 4,784 pieces to be precise, falling way short of the
I'll slide out for
falling way short of the USC Millennium Falcon, which had 7,500 pieces. So,
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's going to be a massive, and if any of our listeners get it, please send me some photos of it completely. I would love to see it. I just don't. You know, if I can get to Disney and stay in the hotel, I can afford that ship.
They should give you that ship if you stay in the hotel.
It should be on the bed waiting
Right?
for me with a rose in its mouth. Like, come here, baby.
Okay, so the last time we talked a little bit about some of the Triple Force Friday offerings.
Yep.
And now we've gotten our first look at what the Black Series 6-inch figures are going to look like, courtesy of Kylo Collector on Instagram. This came from the Yak Face. You've got him up there already. So
yeah, I've got it up. So we can pull up the first one.
Let's throw him up. So that's
Cal Kestis.
Yep, and that's the one from the video game.
Yeah, so this is going to be Cal Kestis. He's going to be the one that's going to be in Jedi Fallen Order. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one looks in comparison to the game, because this is the only one that's going to be on this list that we see right now that's not actually based on a physical character. It's based on an electronic character. So it's
right, but it is being played by a real actor. The kid who played, I can't think of his name.
But the question becomes, did they scan his face for
They
this?
did. Yeah, because the game looks exactly like him.
Okay. So it's going to be interesting.
The kid who played the Joker in the Gotham series, who played Jerome, and then he was also in Shameless.
Okay, yeah.
I can't think of his name, but
Now, what I do find interesting, can we get an interesting count on the next show as I'm recording? But we do see the lightsaber, but look at the length of that blade, the hilt on that thing. Now, we do know from the trailer that there is a lightsaber that is broken, looks like it's been cut in half. But is this it prior to it being destroyed?
Maybe.
Is that the end of the game that they're hinting at with the broken blade?
And you get his little droid in there with him too.
Yep. I can't wait till this game comes out. I think this is going to be a fantastic game.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see some of the stuff. Darth Throne says, "Oh my God, yes." Gabriel Lisboa says, "Is that Ken from Barbie?" Many freaking faces said pass. And Trans Primus doesn't understand how mass marketing goes. So yes, you will be able to buy this just about everywhere. They'll probably be hanging on pegs right next to Constable Suvio. So expect to see that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, all these are coming out October 4th for Force Friday. So the next one then is the Jawa.
Yep.
And
Jawa.
Yeah, I believe this one is from The Mandalorian. Obviously, the gray instead of the brown, and the red eyes instead of the yellow.
Mm. Yeah, so that's in fact many freaking faces. He asked, "Why are the eyes red?" So he doesn't understand the fact that this is off-world Jawa. Please pay attention to the title of it. But
I'll be curious to find out if the red eyes glow, because on the other releases that they've done in the Black Series for Jawas, the eyes glow in the dark.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. See, there I go again. That's going to be cool to see if they do glow. The only thing I hate about those, you can't keep them in the packaging, and it's a pain in the butt to change out the batteries on those things.
On what?
All those toys with the glow eyes.
No, dude, it's old school glow in the dark. You hold it up to a light and it glows.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like LEDs, like
no.
Darth Vader that they had a while ago, where his blade lit up.
No.
Okay.
No,
all right.
No.
That makes more sense. All right. Disregard everything I said.
Okay. Next one, we finally get a look at the Mandalorian. Black Series figure. This one looks incredible.
It does. It really does. Yep.
Can you
Triple
zoom,
Friday,
can
October
you
4th.
zoom in at all on these?
Yeah, let me zoom in a bit on this one. What are you looking at exactly?
Well, I wanted to see a little bit more detail, but at the same time, you've got his sidearm blaster, and then you have the long rifle that they modeled after the first appearance of
From the holiday special.
Right, from the holiday special, the first appearance of Boba Fett.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool seeing that with that really weird rounded stock and that forked front. That's so cool, and it is a beautiful figure.
Now, this next one might be my favorite one out of this next wave.
Okay.
The next one is the second sister Inquisitor.
Yeah.
And this one is also from the video game.
I am looking forward to this one as well. My very first Buffy figure is not going to be from Buffy.
Well, this is a different Inquisitor.
This isn't the one from Buffy?
No, this isn't the one from Rebels.
Oh, that's what I meant. Huh. So we don't get Sarah Michelle Gellar doing the voice?
No.
What a bummer.
Yeah, totally different. But that figure looks awesome. There was a couple other pictures that leaked early on that had her out of the box. It looked really cool.
Yeah, I really like that. What is it that she's coming with besides the Inquisitor blade? What are those?
That's a good question. They look almost like either armor that clips onto her.
Yeah,
possibly.
Some kind of a cuff.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's weird. I've never seen that before.
Or a different helmet facing. Maybe the helmet's changed. That could possibly be what
very
those
much
are
could
too.
be. That does look exactly like what that is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That does look like that.
Okay. Next figure. Of course, we get another Rey.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah. This time though, she's coming with Dio, which, as we mentioned before, is the only way, at least right now, you're going to get a 6-inch scale Dio.
Mm-hmm.
You have her staff, her lightsaber, and her blaster that goes along with it. The face tech, the face painting, looks a little bit better on this one than some of the other Reys.
It definitely does look a lot better, honestly. I'm actually impressed with this one, looking at the face right there. I do think I am much more impressed with this one.
Yeah. So, but like I said, as much as I would have liked to have seen a little bit more variation in the outfit that they released her with, because this, I mean, it's very similar color tones to the Reys that we already have.
Yeah, it is. It's much wider. It's not the sand color one that we had with the Force Awakens. It isn't. I mean, the costume has been the same for every single one. It's just the colors. I mean, even the training Rey that we had last one
with the darker,
it was the darker outfit. That's all it was.
Okay, moving on from him or her is the a Sith Trooper figure. I was very excited in that I got one of these yesterday.
Yeah. You just love rubbing stuff in.
Well, they released them in Disneyland and Disney World.
Yeah.
Along with some shirts and some other Sith Trooper merchandise. This is essentially the same figure that was released at San Diego Comic-Con in the special edition packaging. That one came with a couple extra weapons than this one did. But other than that, it's the same figure that was in the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
And it looks like we're getting a small blaster and the rifle blaster on this.
Right.
So it's but it looks like right above the small blaster, it looks like there's an indent for something else there. So I don't know exactly what's going to be in there, if that's just those two or something else as well.
Yeah, hard to tell.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Maybe they'll start exchanging hands this time.
Maybe. Okay, and then because we got another Rey, we have to get another Kylo Ren.
Yep. But this is broken helmet Kylo.
Yes, broken helmet Kylo. It comes with an ignited and unignited lightsaber. I can't tell what the black plastic is on the side of that. It almost looks like a hood.
It is.
Maybe.
It looks like the hood for his helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if the helmet doesn't come off.
I don't think so. I think we had that already with the San Diego Comic-Con. I think, let me look behind me.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you take his helmet off and put the black hood on.
But then again, the helmet does look quite large on the body, so it might be removable.
Yeah.
Have
to see. And then we're getting another First Order Stormtrooper. This one is kind of a mix mash of the other First Order troopers that we've gotten.
Yeah.
It comes with the Riot Battalion and the Shield, which before you could only get in the 2-pack that came with him and Poe.
Yeah.
And then he's got his little pistol along with him.
I know the purposing behind this one, and this is a marketing masterpiece, honestly. This is what you need to buy to fill your ranks. Just one single character, one single figure can fill in a lot of different roles. So you buy 20 time, you now have 20 new stormtroopers, and you can assign each one of them different roles. Get a different weapon pack, and you're done.
Right. Now, the only other thing I wanted to talk about with toys, and this kind of just happened, came out a day or so ago, is that we have some first edition packaging going on.
You told me about this.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be something that we see on Force Friday. I don't know if this is something that's going to only be online to order. They haven't really said. This photo actually got leaked on Amazon Germany. Was the website, and obviously they pulled it right back down. But
do not blame me for being the one that released this, Amazon. I live in Germany. I'm a Star Wars freak. This was not me.
So apparently, the second sister Inquisitor also has similar packaging designs. So these may actually be chase versions. You know, you might get one per X amount of case or something like that, and it's going to be absolutely ridiculous trying to get a hold of one of these for a normal amount of money for a Black Series figure.
Yeah, I think you're exactly on the nose with this one. Now, this is the new Black Series packaging. I'm looking at it, comparing it to all the ones I have hanging behind the cameras here. We are looking at the new style packaging. It's much smaller window than earlier ones, but white.
Yeah. So I don't know, but we'll have to see. Hopefully we'll, I would have thought, I think if it's going to be a Force Friday thing, we'll probably get some more news on it relatively soon, but it may be something that Hasbro was trying to keep secret.
Most likely.
Although with it showing up on Amazon as a leak, there is, I guess, potential for it being sold individually as opposed to a chase figure in the cases, you know, because normally if you get a case of Black Series figures, you'll have 4 different ones, and then usually there's 2 that are packed double. So maybe this one will be one in however many cases. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it could also be one of those things, you know, remember with the Disney Infinity video game that came out, they had the Boba Fett figure that was only available on the PS4 version of it. And then what ended up happening is it was bundled with it. So people started selling those, and dumbasses like me started buying them at like $60 a pop. And then they just released it regular. And they're probably doing that exact same thing here. They're going to, like you said, it's going to be a chase, maybe 1 per shipping box. And
If it's a chase figure, it may be even more rare than that.
Yeah. We'll see. But if Amazon's going to be selling it, if they obviously created a listing for it that just wasn't supposed to be open yet. So it might be an actual figure for sale, and it's just that first edition for 6 months, and then that goes away.
Yeah, they did this years ago with the line that it was a 3 3/4 inch line of the legacy figures. Now on those, it was just a sticker, but it said first day of issue.
Yeah,
was on a bunch of the old legacy figures, like the Clone Wars line when that came out. That had a first day of issue sticker on it, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
but I think that's going to wrap it up. If you want to get a hold of us, you can go to there'isanotherpodcast.com. All of the links are there to subscribe to the show, as well as our social media links. You can catch us on the greatest Star Wars group in the galaxy Facebook group. You can just head over there, and we do some live. We're going to be doing some more live stuff on that site as well. So make sure you join that page. It's facebook.com/the greatest Star Wars group in the galaxy. And that's going to do it until next week. I'm Kevin for Lance. Have a great week, and may the force be with you.